last week, but we're going to add weight. So if you guys have the ability to throw some weight on with you, I don't care what it is. It can be your water bottle. It can be, I have like open like hand weights that I'm going to use. And so we're going to do planks. We're going to do V-ups. We're going to do crunches, and we're going to do hovers. All of those you can add weight to, except for planks, because I don't know where you'd have to wear a vest, and I don't want to do that. So it's too hot. But it's the planks we'll do normal. We're going to do, last week we did 30, 50, 50, and 50. So we're going to do 4 rounds of them again. If you're seated athlete today, you're going to be doing the front crunch when we do that. The difference this time is last week at the second 50, I gave 10 seconds off. We're not going to do that today. We're going to just all hold that for the whole time. V-ups, we're going to do 10 with some weight. And then we're going to do side crunches for that and hold that for the entire time. Crunches, we'll all do together. If you're a seated athlete, we're going to do a front crunch. And we're going to hold weight for that as well if you can. And hovers, we're going to do for 25 seconds and then 40 seconds. Sorry, 25 and 35. Can't read my own writing. So we're going to start higher and go a little bit longer, and then cycle right back to the beginnings with 2 minutes in between. Everybody understand? Piece of cake? Nice. All right. Let's stretch first, though. So let's go ahead and do that front stretch. So we're going to be bending at the hips all the way over as far as you can. Get out of the way. So we're bending this way. So we're hinging on our hip here, going forward. Remember, no bouncing, so just nice and smooth. And you just want to, you should feel it in your hamstrings and your lower back. So just reach down as far as you can. If you're a seated athlete, you're just going to be bending from that same position. And we're going to hold those. I'm going to time everything on these so that it actually is the same thing every time. So we're going to do this one for 30 seconds. So here we go. And again, don't bounce. Nice and smooth. If you're like me, you're tight. So I'm very unflexible. And so it kind of takes me a while to loosen up. So there's 15 seconds. So the more you feel the stretch happen, just kind of let that out a little bit and just kind of go a little deeper. There is 30. Okay, we're gonna go the opposite way now. Same amount of time, so we're gonna go nice and high. So if you can lift your arms, great. If you can't, that's okay too. Then you just wanna be extending. We're gonna do that one for 30 seconds too. Here we go. Keep those arms as high as you possibly can. If you want to roll your neck around forward and backwards too, that kind of helps me loosen up a little bit too. There's 20 seconds. Get nice and long. Stretch that spine way out. There's 30. Okay, now we're going to go. We're going to do that twist. So our legs crossed over, arms coming over the opposite leg, and then we're twisting. We're going to push with our arm and just twist into it nice and easy. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds on each side. There we go. And don't push real hard and don't tense your core at all. Should be nice and loose. We'll get your core nice and tight here in a minute. All right, there's 15, so we're just switching sides. Just twist it as far as you can comfortably. Don't hurt yourself. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna start with front planks. So we're gonna hold these for 30 seconds to start. If you're holding the front crunch, remember, nice and elongated, don't be bent over. Nice tight core the whole time. And you are holding for the same 30 that we're holding for. So if you're doing a front plank, go ahead and get ready to do that. And yeah, so 30 seconds to start. Here we go. If you're doing that front crunch, do that. Here we go. Remember, if you're doing a plank, it's a nice straight board. Board doesn't bend at all. If you need to take some weight off, just drop one of your knees down, but keep your core tight the whole time. If you're doing that seated crunch, keep it tight the whole time, but don't slouch into it. Stay nice and solid in the middle. Here comes 3, 2, 1. That's 30. Okay, now we're doing V-ups. So here we're gonna, if you can, add the weight. So I just put weight behind my head, and then as I come up, that weight comes up to my shins, and I don't tap it because it would hurt. So if you can do that, and then like I said, it can be anything. It can be a water bottle. It can be a can, 2 cans. It can be a tennis racket. It can be a book. It can be whatever you have around. It doesn't have to be anything specialized. And anything counts. So it doesn't matter if it feels light to you. It's gonna, when you do 10 of them, it's gonna feel like a lot. So we're gonna do 10. If you're doing a side crunch, I'll switch you at 10. So here we go. You're on your back. Feet are 6 inches off the ground. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're twisting, twist the other way. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. If you're twisting, straighten all the way out. Now you're doing a front crunch. So front crunch, remember, we want to be high. So you're not pushing down, but you're elongating so that this is a straight line. So instead of just being shoulders down, you want to be elongated as far as you can. So when I do those, I push my fingers down, and that's what gets me tall, and then I crunch. So don't crunch here and push up because it'll just stretch you weird. Push up first, and then crunch everything here. If you're doing crunches on the floor, we're going to do 10 of those. Again, with that weight in your hands. So normally you would do a crunch, hand behind your head. You're just going to hold that weight back.
Craig, what would be best for me?
Say that again?
What would be best for me? Should I do them the way you're doing them on the ground, or does it really matter?
Doesn't really matter. Where are you? Are you seated?
I'm on the ground.
Like, oh yeah, just stay on the ground then. That's cool. Ground will work. All right, here we go. So keep the weight behind you as you do the crunch. So all I'm doing is peeling up like this, and the weight just is adding another dimension to it. So we're going to do 10 of these. If you're doing that front crunch, you're holding the whole time we're doing 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that crunch tight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let that crunch out. Okay, now we're gonna do hovers. If you are seated, all you're gonna do is put the weight on your lap. So we're holding these for 25 seconds to start. So I just take that same weight and I put it in my lap, while on my phone so I can time us. So remember, hovers, you're just getting your bum off the chair. That's all you're doing, just as much as you can. If it doesn't lift all the way off, you're just unweighting it, and then you're coring up, and that makes you stay nice and tight. So get the weight kind of centered on your lap. Let me start this, and we're gonna go for 25 seconds. Here we go. I have to move out a little. So just keep it nice and tight. If you have to take a break and kind of sit down a little, that's fine. Just go right back up to it. Keep those elbows locked. Keep those shoulders nice and tight. There's 20. There's 25. Perfect. All right, 2 minutes. So drink some water if you have it. We're going to do that 3 more times. Let me switch my screen. There we go. Cool. Beautiful. It's a cool shot of Jerry's ceiling. There's Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Just fair, thank you.
We are on a little break right now, and then we're going to start right back up.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go, the planks are going to go a little bit longer. So we just did 30. We're going to do 50 seconds now. So if you're holding that front crunch, there's no break in the middle. Last week we did a little break. So you're going to have to hold it for that whole 50 seconds. It's a really long time, I know, but it's going to be okay. You can yell at Gilbert. It's all Gilbert's idea. So just yell at Gilbert in the comments. He likes when you yell at him, actually, especially Nicole. So we're at 140 right now. So if you're going to do a plank with me, a front plank with me, go ahead and get ready to do that. If you're doing that front crunch, just kind of get ready. So I want to start here in a second. If you're doing a plank with me, I'm going to also do a side plank, so you don't have to. Side plank is just that guy where you just lift off the side. If you want to do that, feel free. I'm going to switch at 30 seconds. All right, so here we go. But front plank to start. Front crunch to start. Here we go. Up and away. So if you're seated, keep that tight. But you're not pushing down with your hands at all. Just keep yourself tight. Don't let those shoulders roll forward. If you're doing a plank, keep it nice and level. And remember, you can always drop a knee, drop two knees, but if you drop a knee, just keep your core tight the whole time. So if you're gonna flip, we're gonna do that right now. Onto one side. If you're on your side, just keep it nice and straight. Don't let it sag down because it can hurt your back. This arm isn't doing anything, it's just floating. Going the other way. Three, two, one. Perfect. You guys are killing it. Okay, V-ups or the side crunches. So if you're twisting, remember when you twist, don't core up before you twist. So twist and then core up. Because if you twist before, it's just gonna wreck your back. So don't do that. So we're gonna do V-ups for the whole time with a weight. And you guys are holding those side crunches the whole time. I'll flip you over at 5. So here we go. Feet 6 inches, and we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and switch sides. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay, now crunches on the floor. We're extending those crunches. So that's the hands pushing down. Switch that again. Hands pushing down, and then cord up as much as you can. And you're holding it for the whole 10 count. Here we go. And we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that crunch nice and tight. 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay, hovers. So now we're going to bump it up to 35 seconds. We want to try to hold it the whole time if you can. If you have to let it rest in the middle or at the ends of it, that's totally fine. Just keep those elbows locked. That's how you keep your shoulders safe. So the weight's just right on my hips. Here, we're going, 35. Here we go. Up and away. Keep those elbows nice and tight. Keep that core nice and tight. So on this one, you can kind of relax your core a little bit and then tighten it again. Like if I start to get too worked, I do that. So you just want to keep holding it as tight as you can though. Don't let the weight sag you. Keep that core tight. Here's 30 seconds. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. 2 minutes. Drink some water. So now it all stays the same. So 50 seconds, 10, 10, 35. The weight with the crunches, don't let the weight hit the ground when you go backwards. So if you have like your water bottle, don't smack it. It's better just to hover it the whole time. So that way, when you're coming back up, that tension stays in your core the whole time. If you let the weight down, you kind of let your stomach out and then all of a sudden you core it up again. It's just kind of not as good. Everybody's doing good. Everybody looks happy. Everybody's smiling. It's a good thing. So just coming up on a minute. So start with planks, 50-second planks, or 50-second front crunch. Oh. You can stretch out too. It's a nice reverse stretch. So all I'm doing is pushing up on my elbows. Kind of makes your core go the other way. It's also a good way to watch TV, in case you're wondering. All right, coming up on 145. So if you're gonna do a plank, get ready. If you're doing a crunch, get ready. If you're doing a crunch, roll those shoulders back so you're nice and your form is good. Don't slouch. If you're doing a plank, we're not allowed to slouch either. All right, here we go. I'm gonna reset. This is our third rotation. Over halfway, cruising. All right, here we go. Up into a 30-second front plank and we're off. Keep that crunch the whole time. Like I said, I know 50 seconds is a long time to keep your stomach clenched. It's like riding a roller coaster. All right, so if you're gonna turn to your side, we're gonna do that at 30. Just crossing 25. So here comes 30. So I'll roll to one side. Let this arm just dangle. It's not doing anything. If you really want some fun balance stuff, lift your arm up in the air. Switching the other way now. Don't let those hips touch. Holding that. Keep that front crunch tight. And we're done. Beautiful. All right, V-ups or twisting crunch. So remember, keep that weight. Don't let it hit the ground. Here. So 10 of these. I'll switch you guys with the twist crunch at 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and twist the other way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Regular crunches. Front crunch, pushing up, keeping those shoulders and driving those fingers down. 10 of these guys, and you're gonna hold that crunch the whole time. So elongate yourself and then get ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold that crunch, 8, 9, 10. All right, hovers, 35 seconds. Reset. All right, here we go. So 35s. I know it's long. Keep that weight nice and centered. Ready? If you're doing that, hover. Don't slouch. Keep yourself nice and tall. We're off. 35. Keep that core tight. Try not to sag. Remember, it's okay to take a break. Like if you have to tag down and go back up, that's okay. Do a tricep workout too. Keep holding it. Keep it tight. There's 30. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, 2 minutes. And it's our last rotation. Guys are cruising. When we get done, I want to ask you guys how many are you using weights and what you're using. I just want to take some notes. We'll do that at the end though. Maybe while we're stretching. So last round of planks. So we've done 30, 50, 50. We're going to do 50 again. V-ups are the same. We did 10 with a side crunch, switching at the 5 count. Crunches, we did 10, holding that front crunch for the whole time. And then we did hovers. And hovers, we're going to do the same 35 seconds. We're just at a minute. So
On a chair, right?
Say that again?
On a chair, right?
On the chair. That's the last thing.
We're not doing it on the, not on the ground, right?
Nope. Nope. We're going to do hovers. You could do them on the ground, Paul, but I think it would be really hard, like, because you'd have to, like, push up off the ground. I think it would hurt my knuckles. In fact, I don't know that I could do it because my knuckles are too banged up. So you could go up like that, you know, but like it would be pretty hard, I think, to keep that hover, and because you'd be on your knuckles or on your fingers. So that's why I like chairs, because you can put your hands on the chair. Everything else, though, you're on the ground, Paul. Planks, V-ups, crunches, and then just at the very, very end. So that's a minute 40. So if you're going to do planks, go ahead and get ready for that. If you're doing that front crunch, remember, don't slouch. Keep it nice and tight. Just found my car keys. All right, coming up. So 50 seconds. I know it's a long time. You reset. Keep that crunch. If you're doing a plank and you want to switch, I'll switch us at 30 seconds to the side. Here we go. Up and away. Last set of planks. Keep everything nice and tight. If you're doing that seated crunch, keep it nice and tight. Don't slouch. And also don't lean back. So you want to be like a board. Same with doing a plank on the ground. You want to be like a board. So we're coming up on 30 seconds, and we're going to flip to the side. We'll go 10 and 10. So there's 30. So switch. Hold that for 10. Going the other way. 10 more. Nice and tight. Keep everything tight. 2, 1. Perfect. All right, V-ups or a twisted crunch with the weights. Here we go. Last set. All right, if you're doing a twist, go ahead and twist into that crunch and go ahead and core up. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and twist the other way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, front crunches or regular crunches on the ground. Same weight. Remember, you're just bringing the weight up. Don't let it hit the ground. And you're holding that crunch, that kind of pushing down crunch for the whole 10 count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, hovers. Last hover. 35 seconds. It's my phone. There we go. Okay, 35. Here we go. Off to the races. 35 seconds. Keep your shoulders nice and tight. Keep your elbows locked. Keep the core tight the whole time. Halfway there. Keep that core tight. Tight, tight, tight. 10 more seconds. Tight, tight. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right. Right back to the stretches. So everything can be on the ground now. So we're going to do the front stretch again for 30 seconds. If you want to grab a drink real quick. And then we're going to do that first. So 30 seconds forward. Remember, hinging at the hips, just like somebody has like a pin through you. Everybody ready? Everybody looks pretty ready. Paul's down. All right, here we go. Straight over the front, as far as you can go comfortably. And then when you feel it start to loosen, just go ahead and make the stretch a little deeper. But don't bounce. It's a nice progressive push. And just hold that as long as you can. We're going to go for 30. You should feel it in your hamstrings and your back. Coming up on it. There's 30. Beauty. Okay, now we're going to go the opposite way. We're going straight high. We're going to do that for 30 as well. Okay, here we go. As tall as you can be. If you can lift your arms up, go ahead. If not, that's fine too. Just be extending. Going as high as you can. Tipping that neck back. Tip it forward. Get it to loosen up some, but keep that spine nice and long. Nice and long. Three more. Perfect. All right, now we're going to do those twists. So leg over, opposite arm comes across, and we're going to push into our own leg and hold that. All right, we're going to do that one for 30 as well. Here we go. Whichever side you want to start on. Pushing. Keep holding it. All right, switching sides. Hold it, hold it. Beautiful. That's it, you guys, you killed it. So just from a show of hands, how many of you guys added weight today? Just wave at me if you did. 1, 2. Beautiful. That's awesome, you guys. So what we're going to do is so next week we're going to change the exercises with the exception of plank.
I did for a little bit, but I kind of, when I was in the chair using it, I kind of lost the balance, and so I just did it without weight. Yeah,
it tends to want to tip out when you're on the chair because it rolls you forward a little bit. So that does take getting used to. And I was just going to say that, Paul, you read my mind. If you use the weight for only part of it, that's totally fine. That's great. All we want to do is every now and again add that resistance because it gives us more, it builds that core muscle even more. So we're going to do planks next week, but we're going to change the other 3 exercises. They'll be similar, obviously, but we'll probably do block passes with weights, and we won't do hovers again, and we'll do some form of crunch with weight again. So we'll have 4 exercises again, but we're going to add weight each time. And if you only use weight for like 2 of the things or 2 of the reps or 1 of the reps, that's
I use it only for the crunch.
And that's fine. We just want to be adding it somewhere. So if you can't do it and you don't get frustrated with that, don't feel like, oh crud, I didn't do it. If you're only doing it for one of the exercises or even one of the reps of one of the exercises, that's still a win. So just know that. And remember, the weight, just because I'm saying weight, that doesn't mean like, I don't mean a 50-pound weight. I mean like anything that gives you resistance. So this is weight. So it's a pound or two. See, I dropped it. It's so heavy. It's a pound or two, whatever it is, this is going to give resistance. And so that's what we want. We just want to be stair-stepping resistance
Something
now.
like that I have this type of weight.
What is that?
These are like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's really great. And those are nice because I'm always a little paranoid. I'm going to drop one of these on my teeth and just that's going to be ugly. So whatever weight you do, I love those hand weights, Paul. If you want to do cans, if you want to do water bottles, that's all fine. So we just want to add a little bit of resistance. So each week, because we've been doing this now for like several weeks now. So we want to just keep adding as we go, and that's just going to make our core stronger. That's it, you guys. You killed it. We'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, guys.